In this video, I'm going to talk about how Facebook has completely changed its targeting upside down and why you as a business owner who runs ads or a marketing agency who runs ads for clients need to adjust your marketing strategy, because if you fail to adjust, you're going to keep getting worse and worse results because the changes that Meta has done in the last about half a year, it keeps doubling down on those changes, and it's absolutely imperative that you're aware of those changes and you change the way how you produce and run ads. The way, again, it's not really about just the tech that's involved in targeting, but also how you produce ads as well. That's completely changed. My name is Nazim. In the last 10 years, I made my clients over $40 in sales. We work with creative businesses, coaches, consultants, course creators, content creators, those alike. And all we do is Facebook ads and funnels. So let's cover what has changed and how you can adjust to those changes. All right, as you can see, we've got the old way versus the new way, the Meta's Andromeda updates. There's two things that changed primarily, and let's start with change number one, again, old way, new way. So let's dive in. So the first thing that's changed dramatically is how Facebook, or call it Meta, is, I'm kind of pissed off that they changed the Meta because Facebook has got nothing to do with Meta right now. Their metaverse is just same freaking Facebook. So sorry, let's keep it simple, call it Facebook. So Facebook targeting has changed. What used to happen back in the day is we would go inside of the ads manager. I've pulled it up here. And on the ad set level, as you can see, ad set level, we would start adding targeting options here. You can see include people who match. And if we were going, for example, consultants or accountants, we would add those things in there. So we'll add consultant and would essentially create these huge lists. I remember back in the day, we would spend hours researching these interests, and we would compile them, hopefully creating an audience, ideal audience that would match essentially our services and our ads. Facebook has completely ditched that. And actually, if I'm trying to put interest-based targeting, which is what it is, it's called interest-based targeting in here, it actively discourages me from doing that. Here's how. As you can see, I've already manually did the change here. I can add it, right? But include people who match, that setting does not exist in a newly created ad set. What you have to do is click on switch to original audience options. Then you have to click on further limit reach of your ads. So Facebook keeps discouraging you from doing it. It doesn't mean it doesn't work, but it works less and less, and simpler targeting works much better now. I'll explain how that works. But it keeps discouraging you, and it kind of buried it under 15 tons of dirt, and this is where you find it and you can use it. So you might think, okay, Nazim, if I cannot or I should not do interest-based targeting, what should I do instead? Those are fundamental things that you can define about your audience, but we're talking about essential psychographic demographic targeting, right? Like, what is it that they take interest in? That sort of stuff has moved away. Let's have a look where it's moved. It's moved to creative-based targeting, and it's moved to the ads level. If we have essentially this map of your ad campaign structure, where this is your ad campaign, these are ad sets where you define the audience, and these are your ads. What it used to be is that this would account for 100%. Let me put text here. This would account for 100% of your targeting. This is literally the only thing that you need to do to define your targeting in Facebook. Now, this is maybe 30% of your targeting, and 70, if not more, of your targeting, 70%, is determined by the ad creatives, by the ads you run, which is super important that you do foundational work of really honing down on your ideal client profile, really knowing who you talk to, and developing 15, 20 unique angles and hooks, solutions to their problems. It's something that I discussed in one of the videos. I will make sure to link that in the description down below. And the reason why you have 25 in here, which may confuse you some, but let it be no confusion. What I mean is, in this day and age, you should be running 25 plus ads per ad set. Now, it might seem crazy to you, but let me explain to you why that is and how it exactly works. When you're thinking about your targeting, what you might think is, Facebook thinks like this. This is how you probably think Facebook thinks in terms of targeting. I will define a targeting. Let's say I'll add a bunch of interests here. Let's say I'll add accountant interest or consultant interest. And yeah, there you go. I have this one audience where I can target with my ad. That's not how Facebook thinks these days. So Facebook literally, I think I had it figured, yeah, literally Facebook analyzes every profile based on over 50,000 data points. Can you imagine how much that is? That alone already tells you that Facebook targeting is not as simple as go after interest-based targeting that you put in. Facebook ultimately wants its newsfeed to be very customized, very relevant to people. Otherwise, people will start leaving its platform. Imagine how you would feel if you, for example, if you're not a dog owner and you start getting like 90% of your feed is ads about dogs. How would you feel about that? Like you would hate Facebook. Like I don't have a dog. Why are you giving me dog ads? Same thing, right? So it's using its machine learning to essentially keep refining on its targeting quality. And the way it does that is it doesn't look at your audience as this one big circle. It looks at it as a collection of mini circles. And these mini circles essentially represent different reasons and different pain points that your ICP has and different reasons why they would work with you. So let's say you're selling a Facebook ads course on how to run ads to book more appointments. There's many reasons for why people would come to work with you. For example, in the same audience of people that would still buy from you, there might be people that are quite savvy. They just need better advice. That's one. Two might be that they are already running successful businesses, but they're strapped on time and they just need like a ready play to go kind of system. Copy paste, let it rip. I want to save time. They may actually come and work with you personally. Number three is small businesses that don't have any know-how, any knowledge of ads, and they would essentially appreciate you talking about ads in a more fundamental manner. Number four can be marketing managers. As you can see, there's different ICP, ideal client profiles, and there's different reasons for why they would buy your course. Your job with these 25 ads is to cover as many scenarios as possible, scenarios being reasons why people would buy from you, different types of people would buy from you, and essentially turn them into ads so that Facebook can then go ahead and look at these ads that you have. By the way, look, we have over 27 ads that were launched in this ad set, that it can look and say, hey, these 2 ads are good for this pain point, these 3 ads are good for this and this pain point, and then these 3 ads are good for, you get the gist. This is how it works. Now imagine that we don't have any of these and we have only, let's say, 2 ads. What's going to happen is ultimately Facebook is going to think, okay, I can target only this pocket of audience with these 2 ads. I don't want to target these other 8 because it's not relevant to them. And even if it tries, it's still going to fall on deaf ears. So I'm going to target only this one. The problem with that is at some point after a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, depending on your ad budget, it's going to eat through this audience. Like that audience is going to essentially, it's going to tap out. And then it will be forced to show your ads to these, but it's not relevant to these audiences. Because what you're saying here is a good fit for this avatar, for let's say for someone strapped on time, and you're talking about like essentially how to save time with your advertising system. But like, for example, this audience is someone who doesn't know anything about ads and needs you to talk about kind of like the grand scheme of things like I am doing in this video. So this is how Facebook does its targeting now, going back to the drawing board. Now, the key takeaway here is, again, do a very good ICP research on your audience. Come up with at least 20 unique hooks and angles. Angles meaning essentially, again, different client profiles have each different reasons why they would buy from you. You need to discover and explore all of them and then turn them into ads. Now, it may seem like a huge pain in the ass. Like, man, I don't want to create 27 ads. You have to if you want to make it work. The good news is you don't have to do this on a weekly basis, probably not even bi-weekly basis. Once you launch these ads, like these ads we've been running for over 2 months now, and my client had to, since we launched this ad, like this huge batch of 27 ads, he had to supplement me with only a few more videos in that 2-month span. But you have to get it right from the beginning. Because if you're going to launch just 1-2 ads, it's going to fail, and then you're going to blame Facebook for not working, and you're going to quit on your dreams of expanding your business. That's not how it works. So number 1, targeting has changed. Number 2 is a smaller topic that I'll cover, but it's still super important. The pixel has also significantly improved. As some of you know, the way Facebook works is it works with a Facebook pixel. I'm looking to kind of like for a way to show you how it works. So let's say you have your ads, right? So this is an ad, and then your ads go to a funnel, right? So sorry about that. Your ads go to a funnel. What happens is after people opt into your funnel, they end up on a thank you page, right? It's a thank you page. Let's call it TY. And this is where you install the pixel, right? So the thing is, if this is pixel, let's make it rhomboid. If this is pixel, oh, Jesus, that doesn't look good. Okay, let's make it a circle. So this is pixel. Pixel is essentially looking at the conversions that you get from people who end up on a thank you page, and it basically sends the data back to the ads, right? So it pulls data from here, and mind you, only people that convert can see the thank you page, and Pixel only reads profiles of people who only land on your thank you page, which I assume are your ideal client profile. Otherwise, who would click on your ad, go through your funnel, and opt in? Your ideal client profile. And it reads it based on 50,000 data points, and it sends back to ads to optimize. But this makes it super important to really know what you're saying in the ads, and to be really precise with your ad creatives, because if you could totally bring in the wrong kind of people who still want to opt in your funnel. For example, if you're selling a business opportunity like make money online, it might be that you want to work with people that are established business owners who are looking to start a new business, or essentially people with a corporate job but are like extremely competent, make a lot of money, have that A-type personality, who will have the best shot of starting a business. But if you don't directly talk to them and you just say, hey, start a business, unique opportunity, you might be attracting a lot of tire kickers, a lot of broke people that will still want to get the result and opt into your funnel and end up on a thank you page. And if you're only attracting those people and you're not optimizing also your creative strategy and your messaging, you're going to give Pixel the wrong sort of data. And you're going to be in this infinite loop, right? Or like between a hard place, rock and a hard place. Like you don't know what to do. Or like catch-22, that's the right analogy. You're going to be in this catch-22 analogy. You're running ads, getting opt-ins, but it's shit opt-ins, and Pixel essentially further optimizes your ads to show it to a shit audience. Pardon my French. Right? So this is how Pixel works, but it's become even better, which is there's a peril in that. There's a danger in that, which I just described to you why and how to fix it. Right? You have to spend, I just released the video here. This is the video where you have to spend literally most of your time actually in this ideation creation phase, where you have to research your ICP, develop hooks and angles, and then turn that into ads that will ultimately resonate with your ICP audience. It's like a super long video. I go into it. I'll link it below so you know how to do it. This video is about Meta's Andromeda update on tracking. But yeah, basically, and then also Meta KPI, right? Conversion API. It used to be back in the day that you would only have an option to install the pixel on your page. And then, Apple has released an update which made it super difficult for Facebook to read the conversion data. And that's why Meta has simplified its conversion API. Conversion API in layman's terms is Facebook's way to bypass all the ad tracking blockers and to send signals from inside out of the website pages, right? So it's not like just something like a script that you add on your page like it used to be. Facebook Pixel is a script that you add, but it actually works through API and it's deep rooted into the page, and it bypasses the blockers and sends the conversion signals that go through still, even with the blockers that have been kind of like released by Apple and honestly by a lot of browsers lately. The problem is that installing this Meta conversion API used to be super difficult. You would have to hire developers, pay thousands of dollars, but now almost any software does it for you natively. ClickFunnels, Go High Level, they all have essentially API, CAPI, Conversions API, that they natively connect with Facebook ads, which is great. That's another update that works in your favor. So if you're not using Conversions API, make sure that you are. So the key takeaway here is you're totally winning, but if you play the game right? If you play your cards well. If you don't play your cards well, then you're kind of screwed again, because you're going to be stuck in this catch-22 situation, right? So again, the targeting has moved away from interest to ad creatives. Make sure you create great ad creatives. You talk to your ICP exactly to your ICP, right? Leave no margin for error. And then let Facebook do the rest. Let Facebook pick the best ad. Let Facebook use its conversion API and 50,000 data points to read the profiles of people, your ideal client profile that converts, and then you don't have to do anything. Like literally, we used to spend 80% of our time in the ads manager and farting around essentially with the right targeting options. We don't do that anymore. 80% of our time that we spend we spend with clients in the ideation phase, and then also obviously creating the ads, because at our agency we'll actually take your message and we'll create image ads. You give us videos that you record, we'll edit them, create video ads from them, which is why you can go to nazimconsulting.com and apply to work with us. We'll work with only a handful of clients. This is not a run-of-the-mill marketing agency where we have 50 clients. It's a boutique, hands-on, done-for-you agency where we turn to basically a marketing engine for your business. And I personally hold one-on-one consulting calls with all of my clients, where on top of ads management, we also give consulting and guidance on how you can optimize the rest of the funnel and sales processes in your business. And if you'd like to hear about the great results we brought our clients and how we work, go to nazimconsulting.com. Check that out. But that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. Like this video. Give me a follow if you have any questions. Ask me down below. And I'll see you soon.